Hello and welcome to today's episode of Curious Austrian Tours. Today I'm going to be speaking about one of my favorite objects, namely it's a painting, and you can find it at the National Gallery in London. The painting's title is Stonemason's Yard, painted by Canaletto in 1725, materials being used oil on canvas. The informal nature of the scene and the unusual view across the Grand Canal suggests that it was made for a local Venetian patron rather than a foreign visitor to Venice. The view is in Venice, yes, you're right, looking across the Campo San Vidal, which is a small square. Over the Grand Canal, on the upper left corner of the painting, you can see Church of Santa Maria della Cardia, which means Saint Mary of Charity. Now the Accademia di Belle Arti, the main art gallery in Venice, still flanked by the slender campanile that collapsed in 1741. The square has been transformed into a workshop for repairing the nearby church of San Vidal, which is not seen in the picture. The view is brought to life by the people in the square. Masons cut the shaped stone in the yard, as well as in the hut, bottom right corner. A mother leaves her sweeping to rush to crying an incontinent child who has fallen over at the bottom left corner. Another woman peers down from a balcony to see what the commotion is all about. Very left side in the middle. A cockerel crows from the window in the left foreground. To the right hand side of the building, a woman sits on a balcony spinning yarn in the early morning sun. In the middle background, gondoliers are at work. Women hang out washing and others sit chatting. As in all his work, Canaletto gives great attention to the minute details of his ordinary space to make it come alive. Thundery clouds are gradually clearing, and the sun casts powerful shadows whose steep diagonals help define the space and articulate the architecture. Not doges who are chief magistrates of Venice or Genoa and notables, but the working people and the children of Venice animate the scene and set the scale. The city, weather-beaten, lives on, and below the high bell tower of Santa Maria del Cardia is the little shabby house with a brave red cloth hanging from the window, which catches the brightest of the sunlight. Giovanni Antonio Canals, well, that was his real name. His popularity with English grand tourists, many young noblemen completing their education with an extended trip to the continent, has meant that many more of his pictures can be found in Britain than in his native Venice, or even throughout Italy. Although we associate Canaletto for the most part with mass-produced, crystal-clear scenes of its celebrated sites, the Stonemason's Yard, his masterpiece, is not of this kind. A comparatively early painting, and almost certainly made to order for a Venetian client, it presents an intimate view of the city, as if from a rear window. Canaletto's later works are painted rather tightly on a reflective white ground, but this painting was freely brushed over reddish brown, technical reason for the warm tonality of the whole. Canaletto was trained as a scene painter. By 1725 he was specializing in vedute, more or less a topographically exact records of the city, its canals and churches, festivals and ceremonies. He visited England several times, but his English paintings did not please, and he returned home for good in about 1756. He was born in Venice in 1697 and died in 1768. Canaletto found that providing formulaic paintings for tourists was very lucrative. These, still highly skilled works, were produced by him often in collaboration with an organized workshop. He visited England repeatedly between 1746 and 56, painting works like Eton College, which is arguably one of the most famous private or public schools in the whole world. King George III acquired a large collection of his works. Now, that is it for today. I appreciate you watching this video and look forward to welcoming you back again. Cheerio!